Yes, guys. How are we all doing? So, you've caught me in my gym gear, like Gibraltar. All right. Um, Friday. It's about time I started doing more lives. It really, really is. I've got lots of people joining me over here on Instagram. We're across Facebook. We're everywhere, really. Make sure you say hello. Okay. Actors, reach out, talk to me. Um, I'm going to be at the Young Talent Expo next month, and I'm going to be doing a talk all about self-taping. Um, so really, that's my specialism at the minute. It's the one thing that I'm really, really trying to hit home to as many people as possible. Okay, self-taping is a mystery to a lot of people, but self-taping also has literally been clouded in all sorts of ridiculous sentiments, ideas that are really kind of ruining it for actors. And for me, one of the things that I'm going to go into in a minute is the fact that I think blank backgrounds, shocking, all right. Blank backgrounds are ruining a lot of self-tape auditions for actors. Okay. Now, whilst I build an audience and whilst I'm chatting to people, I want you to let me know instantly what that makes you think. It probably makes you think he doesn't know what he's on about. He's talking rubbish. If I didn't do a blank background, I would get sacked. I wouldn't get a job. But I genuinely think on the majority of, or not the majority, but a lot of tapes that I see, that your use of blank backgrounds is actually, it's not helping. It's actually, in some occasions, I think it's actually ruining your tapes, which is hence the title of this tape. So yeah, genuinely, all right, let me know what your thoughts are before I even begin. What am I talking about? Mark, hi, Matt says, hi, Matt, hope all is well. Yes, everything's well. All right, everything's well. I'm glad to be back on here. I'm glad to be talking to you. It's Friday, or Friday, as they call it. And it'd be good to hear from you. I want this to be interactive. So let me know what you think. Please tell me that I am crazy instantly. All right. If you think that I'm looking at you, right, and I'm genuinely thinking that, and I mean this, that a lot of your blank backgrounds in self tapes are ruining your tapes. There we go. Ali's on. I thought you used to use blank backgrounds a few years ago. What, me personally? Okay, I'm going to explain the whole thing. A black background does not put you in the picture. The casting director wants you to see in the scene how it's meant to look. If you look like you are in the scene, then it's easy to get cast. I know what you're trying to say. And actually, what you're trying to say is what I'm about to kind of say. We even get told to go and buy some sort of blank sheet if we don't have the right background. Yes, you must, okay? Really like your post of audition tapes with feedback. Cheers, mate. All right. So hopefully that will help you. Now, Manish, actually, that is a really, really good point. Okay. Really, really good point. Okay. Yes, I do like to do these posts with lots and lots of different actors, professional actors. Okay. And, you know, I do know what I'm talking about, and it's really good to deconstruct them, and you must all the time. Mark says, well, I learned it all from you. Yes, mate, you did. Okay, let me get into this. The problem is, what is a self-tape supposed to do? This is what we've forgotten. A self-tape. So here's what the thing is. Here, let me give you the whole picture. So casting directors will say, look, oh, you know, we don't want to see your wallpaper in the background. We don't want to see your curtains because that will put us off. That's fair enough. Okay. Certain things will take away from your performance, but there's also things that will enhance your performance, right? So think about it. If you are doing a scene where you're, I don't know, a teenager lying on their bed reading reading a magazine, right? So the director of the film doesn't turn around and go, do you know what? I'm not going to have the actor lying on a bed reading a magazine because that will put me off her performance. Does it? Right? So, what is actually going on here? It's context, it's narrative, it's the writer's intention. What is the job of a self-tape? A job of a self-tape is not the casting director usually, not particularly anyone else. It's actually put through to a director, and the director is there to basically say, do I believe wholeheartedly that this person can do the role? Do I believe that this person's the person that I'm looking for? Okay. Do I genuinely, so it's the director's belief in you doing the role. Now, if what you've got to ask yourself with every single decision, somebody's just put, will props help? All of these things that you're asking, you can use if you have this scale. Over here, you've got, this will make the director believe less in me doing the role. And over here, you've got the other end of the scale where this will absolutely make the director believe or imagine me doing the role. So let's use props, for instance. So we put props in there. Will the props that it says that the character has got in the scene, will that make it easier to believe in you doing the scene or harder to believe? It will make it, drum roll please, write it in the comments, it will make it easier. So you have it in, you have the props. I don't like watching scenes where they've not got the props. It makes it hard for me to believe in what they're doing. And so really you want the director to believe in what you're doing, so have the props. Here's another question though. Are we ready for you to have the costumes? No, we are not. You don't want to sit there in a spider outfit. There we go. Thomas Bannock says easier. There we go. That's what you do. It's a scale. Do you have the costume? I'm afraid we're not quite there yet, where you're going to sit there in a costume, right? But you're going to give a hint towards that costume, because if you are doing a period piece and you wear a collar, a shirt, that's going to make it easier for the director to imagine you doing the role. There we go. Do you get this scale, everyone? Let me know what you think about this scale. Now, let's get to our blank backgrounds and how it works on this scale, right? Here we go. Here's the situation, and I'm going to put it out there first. If you have a scene where you are, I don't know, you are doing this scene at, or the scene when you read it is at a dining room table and the character is eating, right? So this is a tough one. Would going to a blank background and just facing somebody like you do usually, like that, would that make it easier for you to imagine you doing the role? Or this is kind of what I would do. If it was my son, this is what I would do. And I wouldn't care what any casting director said. Anybody else, I would do this. I would go to my dining room table. I'm lucky I have one. I'd get some strawberries because he's not going to choke on them and they're quite easy to eat. I'd get a knife and fork and he would cut up those strawberries. He would eat them and he would deliver the text to me on the other side of the camera in the kitchen or in the dining room. Now, here's the question. If I did it that way, and I'm going to sit and wait for the answers that you give, would that make it easier for the director to imagine my son doing the role, or harder? Easier, harder, okay? Would it make it easy for them to imagine him doing the role when it comes to finally filming it? What do you think? I'm going to sit back. So not on a blank background, actually in a dining room, in my dining room, on the dining room table, cutting up strawberries, eating it. Thank you, Thomas. It will make it easier and it will do the job because it will genuinely get them to the director, the producer, whoever watches it, to believe that it's not much of a leap to imagine you in the role. In fact, I sometimes put it like this. Could you film it in a way where, look, if they were just to replace the cameras, that would really be the scene that's going to happen. I've been in this industry a long time now, so I can kind of guess what the camera angles are going to be, how they're going to kind of film it, and I will just put it on a medium close-up of the actor, and I will literally, film it pretty much because you've got the equipment at home, pretty much how they're going to do it. And I'll find the location. There's not many locations. The only location where, if you think about blank, the only time really I think you would go to a blank background is when you've just not got the location that it says that they're in the script. I think location's fine. Film it. Literally get creative. Do something with it. Stop going to blank backgrounds all the time for the sake of it. When you've got a bedroom, you've got a dining room, you've got a lot of the locations. You've got a football pitch. If it's on a football pitch, every time my son gets an audition, because I have to do it with do these auditions with my son, I just go find the location. You know what I mean? Like, find the location. If you can't find it, we go to a blank background. If it doesn't exist apart from in a studio, like it's a spaceship, then it's going to make it easier for the director to imagine doing the role actually if you go to a blank background. Okay? So it's all about immersion then, like how much you could immerse whoever's watching. I like that. I've got another word for it. Is it Malik? Okay. And the word I use is transposition. It's transposing the circumstances of the scene into what you've got available in your direct circumstances. It's like the circumstance. It's like the circumstances, the place, whatever in the scene that you're reading, and bringing it into your environment. That's the word. The circumstances into your environment, and I call it transposition. Okay. Look, if it's a scene in the woods and you're near the woods, go in the woods. Be brave. Immerse yourself. I like it. I'm going to use that more often, Mark. I like it. Okay, we're all here to learn together. I call it transposition, but transpose the circumstances of the scene into. Light's really important, Thomas. It is, right? Get some light, light it up. In fact, I'm not happy. Look at this. Do you know what? Watch this. I've not put my light on, and I should have done. Sorry, I'm a bit pale. You've just reminded me. Okay, look at that. It makes such a difference. Okay, right? It makes such a difference. But yeah, light it up. Now, if you're outside, okay, look, it may be, it may be a bit dark. You might not get as much light. Try and get to a certain time of day. But look, just start to genuinely be a bit more creative in your self-tapes, right? Enjoy it. Be creative. And don't just automatically go to a blank background, okay? Because that's what everybody does. Wink, wink. You're trying to stand out. And directors appreciate you having a go, standing out, doing it. It shows your understanding of the scene. It shows your understanding of the script. You're doing something with it. You're filming it. I'll leave you on this. So, my son, he's only 9. He's kind of dipping his toe into it. He's loving it at the minute. He's just on. He sent a self-tape off for, and I can't say what it is, but it's probably the biggest TV role in the world. And like, it sounds really kind of like I'm trying to go over the top. Believe me, right? Just between me and you, and it's not just between me, it's just the biggest TV role in the world, right? So he got a self-tape through, and it's like, right. And it was a scene where I can't reveal too much, but it's in a bedroom, and they're kind of shuffling around the bedroom, and there's another person in it. So guess what I did? I literally went and filmed it in his bedroom. Okay? Portrait, good, brilliant, set it up. I got some lighting in there, right? And then literally shuffling around his wardrobe in his bedroom. It was brilliant. It really, really was. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was in his own environment. He believed in what he was doing more. He believed it because he's in the environment that the character's in. You know, there was no pretending. He was in it. He did such a good job. And, let's just say he's gone on, in this process. It was really, really well received. Okay? So this is genuinely what I'm trying to say. Stop blank backgrounding all the time when you don't need to. And just remember that scale of you are attempting to make sure that the director imagines you doing the role. Okay? Genuinely. Okay? If you've only just joined the topic, go back and watch it. I'm going to save it because it's a really important one. Okay, Thomas, thanks for coming on, and everybody, thank you for coming on and being so responsive. I'm just going to go through a few. If you've got any questions before I leave, how important is light? Yeah, try and get as much as you can, but do your best. Okay. Outside in the woods, we've covered that. Immersion, some brilliant work here, guys. Hope he gets it. Yeah, bless. It's brilliant. It's good that he's enjoying himself. That's all that matters. Okay, we don't try and get hopes up. We try and keep really level-headed with every single audition that counts for you. Okay, to be in the moment fully, what all preparedness should actors do? Do you know what? I'll deal with this and then go. To be in the moment fully, what all preparedness should an actor do? Manish, you should join MZA and learn the Trinity Acting Method, which deals with preparation, method, and application. Method is the bit where we go from preparedness or preparation and making sure that we're physically and emotionally ready for when we hear the word action. All right. Have a free trial on me, and that counts for anyone. Actually, I'm just going to put it in the chat now. Okay. Get yourself a free trial. You can come along to my classes for absolutely free. Doesn't matter where you are as well. We're in London. We're online. Okay. I've put the link in the group. Make sure you get yourself a free trial. It'd be great to see you along. Mention that you're on this with me, and make sure that I'm going to save it and rewatch it. I'll put it in the message for the other chats as well. Okay, so it's mzacting.com/200-trials, or just go to the website, mzacting.com, and you can have a free trial on me. All right, guys. And it'd be great to hear from you. It really, really would. We teach things in such a different way. I'm not just, I don't know, it's hard not to brag, but genuinely, people come into my organization. A guy called Mark Haxby there, for instance. He came into my organization literally, and he got a main role in like something, I think it was like an ITN Studios production. We just do things right. We do things properly. We think outside the box. We don't just go with all of the sweeping statements that are made across the industry, like always use a blank background. No, don't always use a blank background. So we do everything right. We do everything based on the actual what this industry needs. What's going to get people ahead? What's going to get people to genuinely do well in this industry? So we think differently. And I'd like all of you to experience it. So it's www.mzacting.com/200-trials. I've put the link in the chats, but just go to the website and literally have a free trial class on me. Much love, everyone. It's been amazing. You guys have been amazing. And do you know what? I'm going to do one of these. I tell you what, every single day next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, at probably not a similar time. Probably going to do it a bit earlier, like 10 a.m. So it'll be good to have you all along, but there's going to be loads of value going out. I'm going to make sure that I literally get as much value across. Also, I'm going to be at Young Talent Expo in London, and I'm going to be doing a live on Monday.